Hey guys, and welcome to Official London Photography Tours. My name's Luke, and today we're going to go on a photography adventure. I've got my camera in my bag now. I'm all ready to leave the house. We're probably going to go into London and hit the Shoreditch stroke Old Street area. I don't know what we're going to photograph today. We're just going to do a bit of street photography. There should be a lot of graffiti, sort of street art, and lots of really interesting scenes like that. So hopefully, fingers crossed, we'll get some really good shots today. Okay, I'm just out the house now. As you see, I've got my tunes on, listening to a bit of Justin Timberlake, so please don't judge me. We're going to catch a train, go from Croydon into the city, and then make our way over to Old Street and take some really good shots. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I've just come out of Old Street tube station now, and I've just approached this massive roundabout, and obviously there's not a lot going on around here, so I'm going to go down some side streets and find the hub of the area, and hopefully this is where I'm going to get my great street photography photos from. So I'll see you guys in a bit. I've just walked down the street a little way, and I've just come across this amazing bit of artwork on the side of this building, as you can see behind me. So I think I'll make a really good photo, but my job is to just get rid of the distracting elements, and the thing that's worrying me at the most is these signs here at low level. I don't want those to be dominant in the photo, so I have to find a composition where hopefully I can crop out a lot of the distracting elements and just keep the key feature, which is the artwork on the side of this building. But let's see how I get on. So straight away with my 35mm lens, I'm finding it hard to get this all into the shot. So I think there might be two shots. One is over the other side of the road, and maybe there might be a detail as well. So I'm just trying to pick out interesting people from the crowd. Easier said than done, because everyone's wearing their work uniforms today, shirts, ties. Trying to find someone who looks pretty stylish. Maybe this guy would be quite a good shot. Okay, looking back on it, his black jacket matched the same colour as the car. So we're lacking that contrast between the background and the subject in that photo. So my aim for this sculpture is to shoot between the gaps, and hopefully I can get an interesting composition. I don't need to use the whole of the frame to make a shot, just a small proportion. That's what I'm working for today. I've got a woman sitting down behind me, which I think will make a really interesting photo. Let's see how we get on. So this is a really interesting pattern at a high level, although I've got distracting elements of the light coming either side, so I'm going to angle it to the extremities of my frame so it looks like it's intentional, rather than doing it in a landscape format and that's a portrait format. By shooting it on an angle, you'll find that it's a more considered photo, in my opinion. I might just drop the exposure down a bit so it's a bit darker. See what we get. So a really important rule that I always follow by is to check my surroundings. You'll see that there's lots of distracting elements behind me. We've got the balustrading here, which is red and white. Then we've got the hoarding from the construction site, which again is really distracting. So if I can, I'll try and limit from shooting this direction. If we look at the other side, you see we've got this beautiful, I wouldn't say beautiful, but I'd say interesting architecture, repetition of pattern. That's very distinctive and will probably look very good in a photo. If I also shoot this way, I can now focus more on the people, and it has less distracting elements in the shot. Okay, so I'm back to my original location, just outside Old Street Tube Station. I got a few photos today, but everyone's wearing their work uniform, so everyone looked the same, so it's very hard to pick out individual people in a crowd of sheep, as they all look the same. So because of that, I'm going to go to either like the West End, Oxford Street, or Mayfair, maybe even Soho, try and find some sort of trendier, cooler people. Okay, so now I'm in Covent Garden, or just on the side street from Covent Garden, and straight away I think photography here is going to be a lot easier. It's a lot more quieter, slower pace. Shooting people in the city during work time is really hard actually, because everyone's just clumped together, mass movement, and it's really hard to single out the interesting people as and when you even saw them. Here there's lots more holiday makers, more media types, more trendy people. I think it's a cooler area to photograph, so maybe I made a slight mistake going to Old Street during work days. I hear it's really good during the weekends, so let's see how we get on in this area. That's really good. Awesome. Well, have a good day. Take care. Thank you. Okay, so I'm in the heart of Chinatown now, and this is a really exciting place to be as a photographer. There's loads of great things here. Obviously, the obvious, there's lots of Chinese people, but there's also the lifestyle and the culture as well. So lots of very interesting restaurants, interesting window displays of the food that they have that you can buy, alternative sort of Chinese, Asian markets and shops. It's a really interesting place to be, and it's really good with a camera as well. The great thing about coming to Chinatown also is that it's very close to Soho, and once again Soho is a really good place to do some photography, and I'm going to head over there now. So just in front of me we have a celebrity called Wok, and he's just over here, which actually just sells glasses. I don't think he's really a celebrity at all. So I'm in depths of Soho here, and there's a great opportunity for a photographer. There's so many exciting things happening here. Some really good tips that work for me in shooting in Soho is, one is to be brave. There's lots of exciting opportunities here, but they can be quite intimidating as well. You've got sex shops, bars, clubs, people doing deals and things like that, so you've got to be quite brave, and it really does favour the brave with regards to photography. Also, get used to your camera incredibly well, get it pre-set up so you're only focusing on the composition, not worrying too much about the technical know-how. Now what you been up to, mate? I'm done for the day in regards to shooting. I spent the whole day shooting in London. I started off in Old Street in bleak conditions, ended up in Soho in much brighter conditions today. The sun's even shining. It's been a really good fun, really good learning experience today. Shooting lots of interesting people, so hopefully I have some really good shots.